Evening, YouTube. This is my second time trying to record this tonight. We'll see if I have better luck with the camera this time. What I got on here to tell y'all was I bought a whole bunch of these 2.5 amp hour batteries. And everybody on Reddit and everybody that I've talked to says that on these Hercules batteries, that the ones with a blue top have Samsung cells, and then after they went to having a black top on the batteries, they all had Hi-Star cells. Well, I found that to be inaccurate, but I believe that's only because I own so many of these. I've got like 20 because I got a deal on them. And first off, what I want to show you, you'll see that serial number right there? It ends in 2219. Okay, here's another one. It also ends in 2219. I don't know if you can see that. Let me try to make it focus. There. 2219. Notice that's 45 amp hour. People were talking about the amp hours were difference between the blue top and the black top. Well, that's probably true. The amp hours are probably just a little different. But I've run into more than that. I've been taking several of these apart. In fact, I made a 5 amp hour pack right here. I believe these are Hi-Star cells. I never actually could read them because I didn't bother to take the heat sink off of them because I was afraid the thermal glue was so good it would damage the cells. So I just left the heat sink in there between them and combined them, and I've got a 5 amp hour pack there, and I'm currently building a case for it. And that's why I was taking another one of these apart, because I need another bottom, and I've got to cut the bottom out of it so I can have the sides and the ends so that I can complete this, finish this, because I don't want to get my son to 3D print part of a case or nothing. I want to just make all this stuff out of, battery cases that already exist. Okay, you see those are purple cells. I call them purple. These are green. All right. These came from this case that had a black top. I believe those are Samsung cells. They may be LG cells. I'm not sure. I may run across one when I take it apart where I can read a name on there. I really don't want to go forcing the heat sink off of there. I don't want to damage the cells. I want to use those cells even when I'm taking them apart, But anyway, here's more of the same deal with the serial numbers here. I've got 4 right here in a row. They all have the same exact serial number. Come on, focus. Let's see. Please focus. Alright, 2249. That 46 watt hour. Okay, so that's different than that one over there, alright. But they all had a black top on them. No blue tops. Okay. Here's another one. 2249. Serial number is exactly the same. Okay. Here's another one. Okay. 2249. Another serial number exactly the same. Duplicates. Here's another one. Duplicates. I have 4 duplicate serial numbers here. And I didn't buy those at the same store. So, Hercules makes a habit out of duplicating serial numbers. Now I've got, let me reach in the shelf here. I've got lots of these. I've got like 20. I got these batteries for like $14.90 a piece or something. I got them cheap because they were clearanced and I used a 40% off on them. I got real lucky. Here's another serial number, and I do have a duplicate of this one. I remember it. This one is also 45 watt hour. And another thing about these, notice the serial number is printed into the left side of that window right there. See, there's a big long window right there, and the serial number's in the left side of it, okay? Same here. Okay, serial number printed to the left side of the window. And they're 45 watt hour instead of 46. Also, this sticker here is different than these. I think that's a little recycling mark, means something's recycled. I don't know. But anyway, point is, there's quite a bit of difference in them. Even the size of the word Hercules is different. And see, serial number centered in the window there. It's not here. So they're making black top batteries that have black tops on the case with different cells. Sorry about the focusing. With different cells, and a lot of them have duplicate serial numbers. That's really strange. Okay. I was looking at a couple more things. When I run into these green cells, and I say, oh, them kind of look like LG cells, or maybe, hopefully they're Samsung cells, I don't know, but they're not the same as those. I started comparing a little further. Okay. Here's where your fuse is supposed to blow. This is about all you got for a fuse. This is where your negative comes up, connects. Notice how different that one is. Okay. Those are probably not manufactured in the same facility. There's something different going on there. And the serial numbers are really close. There's not a lot of difference in serial numbers. So that really don't make sense. I mean, serial numbers between these two packs were not identical, but they were close. And also, what I call the tech pins, where a technician communicates with the BMS at the factory to set the BMS up after it's soldered on or whatever. There's some different stuff going on there. Like these, all those are open. There's no solder in any of those communication pins. I mean, usually there's a couple of them that you can, you know, take a paper clip and put across there and reset the BMS or what have you. Okay, check this out. Some of these are filled with solder. In fact, there's only one that's open. The ones across the back here are all filled with solder on this one. Let's see. I'm trying to look through the camera at the same time. There's a couple here that are open, and the rest are filled with solder, and none of them are. Other than that, the boards look pretty much the same. But it would be hard for me to believe that these two packs were built under the same roof. Now, I call myself checking the number right here on the connector. I believe those numbers are exactly the same, but they're not printed as well. Done a poor job of printing on this one. You can see the number there. 102 003 00 0989. Let's see. Here we are again. The light just right here. That number looks the same. Looks exactly the same. Except the printing's not as good on that one. If somebody's come along with a Sharpie and put an S right here, I don't know. There's sure something odd going on with these Hercules battery packs. I mean, a lot of us has been thinking that Hercules is more of a premium brand that kind of stands up there beside DeWalt. And maybe they are. I don't know. I've also heard the rumor that a couple of guys that used to work for DeWalt left the company and went to work for Harbor Freight and helped design their batteries. And I would tend to agree that that may be possible because there are a lot of similarities, such as the spacing right here on the battery connector. They're exactly the same on Hercules, Bauer, DeWalt. Even if you take the top, off of a Milwaukee battery, all that spacing's the same. Of course, a lot of that stuff's built by TTI in China. Maybe some of this is too. I don't know. But main thing I'm here to tell y'all, whether that's a blue or a black top, that doesn't mean anything. You can still run into some that are 45 watt hours and some that are 46 watt hours. And you can also run into a bunch of them that the serial numbers are all identical. And that's really screwed up. Why would they put the same serial number on so many batteries? I don't get it. If any of the rest of y'all has been taking these apart and run into these same things, leave me some comments below. Make contact with me there and tell me what y'all think is going on. I mean, I really don't figure these packs here were built more than a month or two apart. They both had black tops. That one's got champagne purple colored cells and this one's got green cells. These are probably LG cells, I'm thinking. A lot of people saying they were Samsung cells in the blue top batteries, but I'm betting these are LGs. I don't know. I may go out to the vise in the shop and twist a heat sink off of one of these just so I can find out. It might be worth sacrificing one to know. But anyway, that's my battery talk for the evening here. I'm stumped. And I'm sure not giving up on my adapter here. We've been building an adapter here to run DeWalt batteries on Hercules. And we had it working. And we had it working on everything. And the thing quit. And I don't know what's going on with it. I'm going to put another board in it. And we're going to do something a little bit different. Somehow or another, we did something to upset that board. And it still works with some things and not with others. And what we done was use just a stock, board out of a Hercules battery in here. And we're just using the 2.5 amp hour case here to hold everything together. We took the bottom off of another adapter and fabricated it on there. And like I said, we had it working. And the darn thing quit. And about the only thing I can figure out is we were using some resistors with too much resistance. And we tried to fool this thing into making it think that all of the cells were still present. And from prior testing, you really don't have to do that. There's really only two of those balance lead connectors that you have to worry about to fool this thing into working. And you can't do this with just a couple of 10K resistors or a 10K and a 15K or whatever like you do on the DeWalt. This is much more complex. But we haven't give up on it. We're going to get it. I've got about 20 of these batteries. and I can sacrifice some more of these. I mean, this one still technically works. It works on lights and stuff. The main thing this is give up on is a heat gun. The heat gun is kind of hard on it. And the heat gun, it's important for that heat gun to run 6 seconds after you lit off the trigger to cool down. And in order to do that, I think it depends on this board being perfect. So we're going to get back on that after I get this together. After I get a case made for this homemade 5 amp hour. And since then, I have acquired an 8 amp hour Hercules battery. I'm going to take it apart and see what it's made like inside, and I'm going to compare the board. And I've also got a Hercules vacuum now, and I'm going to take it apart, and I'm going to see, you know, the Hercules vacuum, they also run on 120 volt AC. Well, they have something in there to fool the chip in the tool to make it think it's okay to go ahead and work, because it makes it think there's a battery in there. Well, we're going to explore that from that direction and see what we find there. We got to find a way to use DeWalt batteries and potentially, well, if we get to where we make DeWalt batteries work, we'll definitely make, we'll definitely make it where Bauer batteries also work, because I can do just a little bit of grinding right here on this, and the Bauer battery will slide right in an adapter and work. This adapter came from an adapter that you use to run Hercules batteries or DeWalt batteries on a Bauer tool. That's where this bottom of this adapter comes from. That's why it's got 2 different lock positions here. One of those lock positions is for Hercules, and one of them is for DeWalt batteries. And that's why I used that adapter. That and that it fit the bottom of this so well. We've got it really secured well and epoxied. It ain't coming off. This is going to make a good adapter when we get done with it. See, I thought this thing was done. We done had it put together. Done had my name on it. Proud of the thing. Got a screw going through here. Got it flush. Got a poly-lock nut on the bottom to hold the board in. I mean, really thought we were, 100% done with that. And now we got to back up and lick our calf over, and I think it's causes some bad resistors, but we'll get back to that. Anyway, that's a lot of talking over batteries, but I'm astonished at all these serial numbers being the same. Y'all let me know what y'all are finding. Thanks for watching.